What's up, computer art students? Time for lesson 3, globe. So we're gonna, in this lesson, learn the move tool, transform size with aspect ratio, curve slant object with transform, text tool, and then link layers together. So to do that, we want to first set up our screen in which we're looking at. And I do this with my Mac when I'm working just because it's easier to navigate around. But this isn't part of the lesson, but I just want to throw this at you. Go to your Apple at the top, go to System Preferences, and check out the expose and spaces. Okay, the expose will allow you to, when you take your mouse, scroll it to the upper or scroll to the corners of your screen. It'll allow you to do some things. It'll activate the applications window in the upper left-hand corner. It'll activate all windows in the lower left-hand corner, and the desktop in the upper right-hand corner. Notice what happens now when I select these. You can select it and then move my cursor up to the upper right-hand corner. Just like that. Just slide it and bang right there to the corner. Bang right there. Okay? How about down to the lower left? Boom. There's all my application windows. How about up here? Bang, right there. Okay, there's my expose and spaces. So I'm gonna go back to here, and there's all my windows I'm looking at, all the files that I have open right now. It's kind of a neat thing. So you can set that up at your leisure, whatever helps you. Okay, close it out. I want to go back to that application, to the autobiographical folder that we saved to the desktop. So I'm gonna go to my desktop and open this folder up because we want to go to our items. And we want to open up this file called concatenates PSD. This is the next bit we're going to work with. Okay, on the Word document in the folder, let's go to this folder, and here's the Word document. And what we want to do is do the move tool and transform size with aspect ratio first. Okay, so with the move tool, notice when we open up this PSD file, we have some setup layers already for us, and they're already movable. Okay, they're on their own layers, but notice with the move tool, here it is, the first one on the toolbar, and we can access this by hitting the V button, as in vacuum, on the keyboard. Click the V. Let's say I'm working with my eraser and I want to move something real quick. I'm gonna hit V and bang, there it is. I can move it. All right. Another tip is that notice on your layers we have Africa selected right now. If I wanted to go quickly to my USA or my North America, and without going back to my layers each time, I can hold down the command key on the keyboard or the Apple, same thing, and click with the mouse. And there I can now move North America, hold down the Apple or command key, click on Europe, and then you can see how it changes in the layers. Go over to South America, click, and there it is. Okay, now I can move it. Okay? That's kind of helpful when you have, let's say you have 20 to 25 layers and you don't know really what you're working on, and you're sick and tired of going over your layers all the time. That's a quick, easy thing to use. I like that. Okay, so let's move North America in place. Aspect ratio. When you hold down Apple T, that'll get us a transform option under Edit. Edit, Transform, Apple T. Okay, so now what we can do is the aspect ratio, if we hold down the Shift key, that'll help constrain the proportions. Aspect ratio, we can make it smaller, we can make it larger. We just click on drag the corner by holding down Shift and click with the mouse. We can, if you want to go up here, you don't have to hold down Shift. You can make it skinny, you can make it wide, and that kind of thing too. Okay, double click when you want it activated. Go ahead and double click when you're done and you're ready to go. I'm going to hit Apple T one more time. I'm going to scale it down a little bit more. Double click on it, and we're going to go. We're going to go with that. Okay, I want to show you one little trick though, is I want to put this inside my globe. To do that, I'm going to notice on my layers we have thumbnails. Okay, these little things are called thumbnails, these boxes, these pictures. So on North America and Central America, I'm going to hold down the command key or the Apple, and you see we have a little box there with marching ants. I'm going to click on that thumbnail picture and notice what happens. It puts a selection around my shape. I'm going to go to Select, Modify, Expand by 5 pixels. And what that's going to do is it's going to move the marching ants 5 pixels out from the outline. Okay, and now I can cut it, because what I want to do is I want to cut this shape and paste it inside the circle. So I'm going to cut it once. Okay, there it's gone. It's not on my layer anymore. I'm going to select this layer now, the globe, because it's a circle, by holding down the command key, click on the thumbnail, and there it is. There's our marching ants. Okay, we want to paste into now. Go to Edit, Paste Special, Into. Because now it created a mask. Can you see that? It's a masked item. We can now move it in place, and now this part, we don't have to worry about erasing it. It's just a mask. It's right there. That can be beneficial when working with certain objects you want hidden, or certain objects you want behind something. It's up to you, or masked out. Let's go over to Africa. Hold down the command key, click on Africa, move it in place. Kind of like the size of Africa the way it is, but I don't want this stuff out here. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything to Africa. Maybe I'll tilt it a little bit. I'm going to tilt it slightly, just kind of like this, give it some interest, make it a little bit unnatural, so to speak. So I'm going to now select Africa. Go to Select, Modify, Expand by 5, cut it, Apple X, or Edit, Cut. Go back to my globe, hold down the command key, select it on the thumbnail, paste into special. Paste special, paste into. There it is. It's a mask. I can move it where I wanted to move it, just in there somewhere. Looks fine by me. Okay? Looks good. Let's get Europe out of the way. Who wants Europe anyway, right? Just kidding. We love Europe. Okay, move Europe out of the way though. Let's move Australia a little bit over here. Let's move South America. The next step I want to show you is the text tool, or the type tool. It's located kind of low, about 2/3 of the way down on your toolbar. Or you can hit the T button on the keyboard to get your type tool. We have some options along the top. We have the font style, font size, and then some color options and alignment options there for you. Also, we have a warp text. And that's kind of fun to play around with too. Notice all you have to do on your document is click once to activate the type tool. I'm going to type in North America. Okay. I have my color set to a deep magenta. I kind of want that to accent but to contrast the light magenta. I'm going to move it into place, but I'm also going to twist it with Apple T or transform. I'm going to turn it slightly. I can fit it right in there, but I want to shrink it down a little bit. So I'm going to click on it and constrain it, hold down the Shift key, and drop it in there like that. All right. Notice the cool font I'm using. I do want to show you one thing. If you go to Safari, this website, dafont.com, I dropped it down onto my bookmarks because I use it all the time. It's a free website where you can download free, any kind of fonts you want. You just have to search up here for all different styles. Let's say I wanted this headliner number 45 font. I'll click on the download button, and it should pop up in your downloads. And here it is, headliner number 45. If I click on that, you want to look for the TTF file. That is the text file. Double click on it, and it'll pop up here. And Macs have a application called FontBook, and it'll automatically open up FontBook, and that's where the computer stores all of the fonts you download or use. Install font, as simply as that. You just click the install font button, and it'll preload it into all of your applications. So Word, PowerPoint, Photoshop, Illustrator, all these programs now have this font stored in them. It's kind of cool. Don't go nuts with it. Don't bog down your computer, but you can get some cool fonts the way you want. Be mindful how you use these fonts. You don't want to, overuse them because it kind of dulls down the creativity of your piece. But make good decisions when using other people's fonts. Okay, now that we have North America selected, what I want to do is go back to my type tool because we kind of clicked off of it. Get back to my type tool, and I just want to select it. You got to click underneath it. See that small line on my type tool? You got to get that right underneath, or else it'll create a new layer over here. Got to be careful with that. I'm gonna put a slight warp on this, arc, just to give it some interest a little bit, just to play around with the style. Okay, and let's just see. Let's go back to our move tool and see. That looks okay with me. All right. Next, let's write out Africa. So I'm gonna click on my type tool again. Click once more. Notice how it creates a new layer. I'm gonna type in Africa. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Also, for some reason, it put the T layer underneath everything, so I had to move it up above in order to see it. It was underneath my Africa layer. Okay, so I need to move it up above. That size for me is okay, but I'm gonna increase the size slightly, just like so. I'm gonna put a slight warp on it again, so make sure my line is kind of. Oops, see what happens? That's no good. I accidentally did that. So see what, if you don't line it up right, it's gonna make a new layer, and that's no good. Okay, so here we go. I don't know. What do you think? Flag? Let's put a flag. That kind of looks funky, but let's try it. Just a slight one. Just throw it a little bit. Why not? For fun. Okay, there we go. There we have it. Last but not least, we're going to link these layers together and move it into our other document. Okay. Up here we have tabs, right? We talked about this before. We have some tabs going on. All of our tabs are on the same workspace. I don't want that. I'm going to take my continents and just drag it off of there. Okay, just click and drag off, and now I can move it in whenever I want to. But let's link some things together. I want to use this one. Okay, I want to use this one. That one, that one. Don't want to use North and South America. I'm going to close the eye on that one. Don't want Europe. I'm going to close my eye on that one. Australia, bye-bye. Okay, what's this one? That is a layer we're not using. Is it? Nope, it's not. Oh yeah, it is, because it's the mask. Okay, so we're going to link these things together. So we're going to click on the lower one, the globe. We're going to hold down the command key. Or sorry, the command key. We're going to hold on the command key. And that's going to allow us to, the command key, or the Apple, to select as many different layers as we want. If you hold on Shift, it's going to select them in a row. But we don't want that. So we're going to select all of them. And we're going to click this little link down here. We're going to link them together. The link works when we want to move objects. Okay, so we're going to click on the Move tool, and simply we can take, we want to go back to this file. Don't need this right now. We can close this down. We want to take this, take our bottom corner, this corner here, and drag it down. Now we have our linked items. Go to our Move tool, and we can move them into and drop it in here. Okay, so now we have all of our, whoops, look at that mask. Okay, what I'm finding we're going to have to do is merge these. Now that we've linked them, we can merge them together, because it's gonna, the masks are going to throw everything off. So hopefully this will work. Apple E, we merge the layer together, and now it should let us move it. Okay, Apple E, or we can go to Layer, Merge Layers, down below, Merge Down. Okay? Drop it in. Let's scale this thing down. So Apple T again, transform it, scale it down, move it into the center. Should snap into place. Something like so. Looks pretty good. Oh, I lost my Africa, didn't I? My Africa word. That's okay, I can write it back in. Something happened where I lost my Africa word. If that happens, maybe I forgot to link it in, or maybe it's a part of this mask. But a good thing to do probably before we move it in is to merge all your layers together and then move it in. Try that. Good luck. Raise your hand if you have any questions.